Nick Maddox. Nick Maddox.
Touchdown. Presents the high school football game of the week. Tonight from Memorial Stadium in Kannapolis, it's the #1 ranked A.O. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis hosting the Rams from Harding. A pleasant good evening, everyone, back at Memorial Stadium along with Woody Kane. I'm Randy Whitley, and you look at it on paper, a mismatch perhaps.
Well, it really is. Kannapolis comes in undefeated. Harding comes in here. Harding University comes in here with only one win of the season. An inexperienced team. They've got their work cut out for them tonight.
I guess one of the big shows you saw it just a minute ago, a lot of folks are here to see Nick Maddox perhaps make history.
Well, they really are. He needs 134 yards to break Jamie Scott's county record, and that is quite a milestone, no doubt about it. But Nick Maddox has been putting up the big numbers all year long. Not only are a lot of fans here to see him, a lot of scouts are here to see him as well. That should be a significant milestone in his career. He's also within 12 of the state career touchdown record. He won't get there tonight, more than likely, but he's drawing close to that milestone as well.
Harding, you look at it and we say it's an obvious mismatch, but the longer they can stay in this game and control the football, and we've seen miracles happen before, the better their chances are going to be.
Exactly. I know the coaches will be telling the Kannapolis players, don't overlook this team. A team that's 1-6 or 1-5 is dangerous coming in. If you look past them, they can surprise you. All the cliches that coaches use in a situation like this. But what we're going to see tonight, I think, is Harding is going to probably put 8 guys in the box trying to stop Nick Maddox. However, that's not all Kannapolis can do. We've seen Justin Harden have a great season throwing the ball. Danny Jenkins, his top receiver, is back for the second game in a row now after getting over a concussion. The guy gets open. That's all you can say about him. He's also got his brother to throw to. He's caught 6 passes, 4 of them have been touchdowns, so they have some weapons.
And if you're Harding, you don't like to know that you're the homecoming game either.
That's always a negative when you come into Kannapolis.
Okay, it's the Rams and the Wonders minutes away here on our Metro 12 coverage this week. We'll be right back. As we return to Memorial Stadium, the co-captain's about set to have the customary coin toss. Let's go there right now.
Yeah, Willard B. Cap Jenkins. Guys, introduce yourself. Shake hands, everybody. Okay, guys, fellow officials, got Mr. Bunch, Mr. Hicks, Mr. Clark, Mr. Morton, Mr. McFadden's our clock operator. I'll call you green, I'll call you gold. If I got a penalty, I'll call for the captain. I'll explain your options. If you don't understand your options, let me know. I'll repeat myself. Once you make a decision, we got to go with it. Guys, y'all are the captains of your teams. You keep your teammates under control. If we have to, it's 15 yards. Okay, you're the visitors. I got a coin. That's a head, that's a tail. Call it in the air.
Head.
Heads, you called it head, it's a tail. Green, you won the toss. You want the ball? You want to spin the clock. Turn your back that way and face me. Gold, green over here. Green won the toss. We'll receive this in. All right, guys, shake hands. Let's have a good game.
Wonders on offense for the first time tonight, dressed in those familiar green jerseys, trimmed in white, and we'll get a chance to look at the participants here of this game momentarily as we check out the starting lineup.
Well, there you go for the Wonder offensive line. Padu, Seyfried, Lambert, Tuttle, and Rates along the front for the Wonders. In the backfield, Justin Harden having a fine year, completed over 52% of his passes so far. 11 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. Marcello Stanback injured. He won't be in there tonight. Nick Maddox, we talked about him with all the records and all the accolades he deserves them. Nick Gill, Danny Jenkins comes back second game after having a concussion. Still the team's leading receiver despite missing about 3 or 4 games with a concussion. And Chambers, the tight end. And on defense for Harding University, King, Ali, Johnson, Kennedy, and Kuntz up front playing the 5-man front. The linebacking core, K. Also watch him when Harding has the ball. Woodard, Green, and the defensive backfield, Lewis, Graham, and Howard.
And there you see Danny Jenkins, one of those guys who's an excellent receiver, great punter, does a lot of things well. So it's more than, Woody, as you said, a one-man team. Here's a guy who's going to be kicking it off, Mike Woodard, number 33, and he says, I need one more guy out here. And the coach obliges.
There you go. Well, he's keeping track. It's a dirty job, Randy, that somebody's got to do.
Exactly. Nick Maddox is back deep inside the 10-yard line, one of the deep backs for the Wonders, along with, looks like, Tremaine Robinson. And this game underway as this ball sails almost over to the Harding Band section, out of bounds. So the Wonders will have great field position to start this drive at their own 35-yard line.
And they come out, and the fans already buzzing a little bit, looking there. You see Coach Shelwyn Klutz, Coach Bob Jacobs there, giving the instructions to their players as they head out onto the field. Coach Jacobs and some of the others were telling us they are a little concerned about Harding's size coming in here. As you see Harding checking the plays there, he's got, boy, it seems like every quarterback has that wrist diagram. I've always wondered how come when you don't tackle the guy, you don't try and steal some information there and kind of read the guy's wrist, but you never see that.
Could be permanent ink, perhaps.
A Sharpie.
They flop the tight end, Purdue, over on the left side, working from the eye, and on the little counter here is Maddox busting the tackle, getting to the outside, slips out of another, and goes to midfield. Jeffrey Lewis with the tackle, but not before Mr. Maddox gets about 15.
Boy, and he ran through a couple of tackles. Nice hole here at the bottom of your picture, and Maddox makes a couple of guys miss. One there. Here comes another one. He outruns, almost gets Lewis to miss, but he hangs on, and Maddox gets the nose of the ball across midfield.
Johnson, the fullback, downfield, looking for somebody to hit and couldn't find anybody there momentarily. They'll toss it to Maddox behind the block of Johnson. He's following him. Now he cuts it to the outside. He'll have 10 and then some. About the 38-yard line goes Nick Maddox.
Well, a couple of carries for Nick, a couple of first downs for Kannapolis. No big shocker there.
And they are already threatening here in the first 30 seconds of the game.
Johnson comes out. Wonder's going to go with the one-back set. We mentioned Harding will put 8 guys in the box, maybe even 9 on occasion, and when you do that, Justin Harding can make you pay.
On first down and 10, play fake, Harding with time, goes to Jenkins, complete. He eludes a tackle down the middle of the field. He'll have the first down inside the 20-yard line. Jenkins wide open. He doesn't miss many of those. That is catch number 11 on the year for Danny.
Well, we've said it again and again, Randy. Jenkins is not one of these guys who's going to run a 4-flat 40 and burn you, but he always seems to be in the right spot. He just has a knack for getting open and being right where his quarterback needs him to be. Big target, easy to see out there, and he knows what to do after he catches it.
First down and 10 for the Wonders at the 18-yard line as Rates will line up with the tight end on the right side this time. Work it from the eye, and Maddox with a big hole eludes a man, cuts to the outside, and 2 guys have to get him from the ankles down near the 10-yard line. Brian King was one of those Harding Rams that was holding on, but not after about a 7-yard pickup.
Maddox made a nice little skip right at the line of scrimmage to avoid a would-be tackler and turned that into a positive play.
Second down and 3 coming up for the Wonders as we played almost a minute 45 seconds of this game. This drive began back at the 35-yard line. They've got 2 receivers split to the short side, the left side of your screen.
Trying to get them lined up right there.
Boy, it's unbalanced to the left, isn't it? And Maddox trying to reverse his field, and everybody's on the other side of the field trying to block, and that one's going nowhere. Darren Green in there. So they lined him up on balance. Also Rashad Graham in on the tackle and tried to catch Harding napping, and those guys stayed over there on that side.
Well, you saw him trying to adjust right as the ball was about to be snapped, and evidently they made the right move. They had the bodies in the position where Maddox wanted to go. He tried to cut back. Harding had some pretty good speed. Were able to contain that play.
Key play here early for the Harding Ram defense. They've got the Wonders stuck in 3rd and 4 now at the 12-yard line. See if Harding goes to the air. Nope. He'll come down the line and keep it. He's got the first down inside the 5 and a touchdown.
What a move.
Justin Harding scores on the quarterback keeper from 12 out.
And you know, everybody in the stadium is thinking Nick Maddox is going to get it. Well, Harden fooled him right here. You see him still chasing Maddox, and Harden is headed toward the end zone.
Little wrinkle there for the running quarterback. And Justin getting the congrats on the sidelines. So it takes the Wonders a little less than 3 minutes to get on the board here.
I know his dad, though, is going to be talking to him about waving that ball around in the air when he made that cut.
John Garver, the senior place kicker, sticks it up on the hill, and the Wonders have jumped out early, 7-0 with 9:14 to go in the first period. The 6'4" senior has bulked up a little bit, up to 200 pounds, ready to kick it away to Jamal Davis, who wears 25, along with Antonio Howard, who's got 24 on his jersey. And this one will be high. And at the 5-yard line, it will be Howard. And he gets out to about the 25-yard line on the coverage that time. Wonders very quickly down. Looked like 22 there. Marcus Rivens.
Almost a seam there at the top of the screen, the left side, but good tackling by the Wonders to keep him from getting away.
Maddox with 34 yards so far on 4 carries here on that first drive of the game.
And there you get a good look at Darrell Williams, the quarterback, 170 pounds and a junior. And you heard Coach Weidman telling Steve before the game they're going to keep it on the ground a lot and try and play ball control and keep it out of Nick Maddox's hands.
Tailback with a hole and some speed. He'll get 5 or 6 yards that time. Running hard is Emmanuel Kay.
And there you see the offensive line, Humphrey, Neely, McNeil, Morrow, and Owens for Harding. And then Williams, the quarterback, Kay, who just got the carry there, Woodard, Schwartz, Graham, and Kuntz. And then for Kannapolis on defense, Rivens, Davis, Seyfried, Kirkpatrick, and Robinson, a 5-man front for the Wonders. Linebackers and defensive backfield, Johnson, Allen, Maddox, Jermaine Robinson, Nick Gill, and Ryan Kraft.
Tell you what, Hardy not wasting any time once they get up to the huddle. Out of the huddle. 2nd and 4. Power I this time, and trying to hit the right side. Wonder defense stuffed Mike Woodard. Nothing doing that time. Leading the way looked like Nick Gill there, initially 82, along with Durant Lipscomb.
Well, the guy who got the first carry, as you look at the Harding sidelines, Emmanuel Kay, 140-pound senior, he has been their primary offensive weapon this season. You see Coach Weidman upset about something on the sidelines there. Evidently, he didn't have the right personnel then. Somebody wasn't paying attention when they were supposed to come into the game. But
140-pound running back, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and that's gonna an official timeout is coming up here. I don't know what the stoppage is for.
And didn't have enough guys on the field, I think, for the offense.
Yeah, but the officials don't stop that for you. I mean, that's the offense's fault.
And let's see. They got burned with the timeout, did Hardy?
I think they did.
7:53 remaining here in the first period, and a big 3rd and 4 facing the Rams.
I was about to say about Emmanuel Kay, he's been their primary offensive weapon, number 31, Randy. He put 184 yards and 3 touchdowns on Concord, so that tells you the caliber running back he is.
And this will be close to the first down as Mike Woodard. A few green shirts there accompanying. And getting up off the bottom. Looked like one of the guys was Evar Johnson.
So it's going to bring up...
Well, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. That's awful close. They may bring in the crew and measure here.
I think we may get an early appearance by the chain gang.
Are they or are they not? It's very close, but I don't think they're going to measure. Yes, they are. Here they come. All right. That's a delayed reaction there by the chain gang.
I think they were waiting on the theme music or something.
Yeah,
everybody's going to have theme music these days.
They got their own song. Let's see. He is... Yeah. Boy, can you get any closer? That's the official signaling now to the crowd, and he put 2 fingers together and said it's about 1 inch. So if you're Harding, do you take the gamble here early?
Yeah, Coach Weidman is discussing that right now.
And he's still got Williams as quarterback in the game, and he wants a timeout, so they'll take their 2nd of the first half after getting charged with one earlier.
Along with Steve Gant, Woody Kane, and Randy Whitley back here at Memorial Stadium in Kannapolis. 7:28 to go in the first period. The Rams using just one timeout, we now understand, instead of two.
And they are going to go for it. So an early gamble.
Why not? And I think they got it.
Yeah, I think
That's
they did.
ever.
Just barely. Looked like that play
looked
almost
weird, didn't
didn't
it?
get started properly. Looked like maybe there was a little bit of confusion in the backfield that time, but
They just ran the fullback. The tailback didn't even move.
yeah.
That gives it away, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, Woodard was the man, no question about it. There was nobody else up there to get the ball, even if they had wanted to give it to somebody else. You saw Williams come back. There he is. He kind of hesitated when he looked at the backfield because nothing was really happening.
Yeah, that's a scary feeling.
Well, he talked about leaving your quarterback hanging out to dry
Oh,
now.
man. Tell you what, he won't get any pizza bought for him tonight.
Now, look what they're doing. They're lining up Kareem Ali, number 71 in the backfield there. You see him with the white sleeves at the lower part of your picture. He is a 210-pound defensive end. The coaches on Headliners told us about that they like to do that sometimes and give him an extra blocker back there, and that is a load to try and bring down. Kannapolis making a substitution here. Quincy Perdue comes out. He's evidently got some kind of a problem with his helmet, and I think Rashad Robinson went into the game for him.
First down at the 35-yard line, and 5-6 yards again for Mike Woodard before Gill, along with Johnson, team up to make the tackle. So,
Well, this is exactly what Harding wanted to do, Randy. Stay on the ground, chew up the clock, the old 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of game, and so far so good.
and they've got a 2nd and 4. Tell you what, you lull them to sleep, you can always toss the ball in the air.
Well, we saw Forest Hills do that for years and years and years. Run, and you draw close and they lob it over your head.
Once again, it will be near the first down marker, out near the 45-yard line. Woodard, the mainstay in that backfield, but he's got some blocking ahead. It's just smash mouth power football is what he said right now.
And Woodard can definitely play smash mouths, Randy. I mean, that kid, a 235-pound senior, so you know he can make the pile go his way.
Big smash.
Yeah, that's like throwing a big rock in a little pond.
Lots of ripples.
Yep.
We're about halfway through the first period. It's 3rd and short once again, and there will be a first down that time. Out to the 47-yard line goes Woodard.
And Harding almost exclusively, Randy, is working the left side of that Kannapolis line. Looks like a little slow to get up there is Darren Green, number 40. He's a senior fullback and one of the captains on this team, but he's going to come out for a breather. Looks like he may have gotten a little shaken up on that last play.
Jason Swartz, number 40, has entered the lineup. And for what it's worth, Jeffrey Lewis, the wide receiver, splits to the top.
Well, the one thing that this has accomplished is even if they stop here and have to punt, they're going to put the Wonders well back on their side of the field.
Here's Kay zigging and zagging. He'll have some yardage out across midfield into Wonder territory for the first time tonight, down near the 45-yard line. So a very good design play that time as they sent a guy in motion out of the backfield for some blocking.
And, you know, that gives you a real interesting contrast there. You've got Woodard, big 235-pound smash mouth up the middle guy. You work him, and then you bring in little Emmanuel Kay at 140 pounds, and he's a water bug out there zipping all over the place. It really keeps the defense off balance. You can't get used to one or the other.
It's kind of like trying to catch Corey Alexander at Mooresville last year.
Whoa, he was something, wasn't he?
Straight eye this time on 2nd down and short. And there is Kay up the middle, and he's got some room into the Wonder secondary down near the 30-yard line. And, folks, we might have a ball game here.
Well, this is what the Wonder coaches were concerned about. You heard Jeremy Ryan in the pregame talking about it. You heard the coaches on Headliners telling us about it. They are concerned about this Harding offensive line. And you see a big seam there for Kay to run through. Gets the ball down to the 30-yard line almost. And that is the kind of game that they were concerned it was going to turn into. Slow, smash mouth, grind it out. The problem Harding has had all year is putting points on the board. They've only managed 45 points on the season to this point.
Mercy. And it will be Kay again looking to the right side. Once they catch up to the little guy, he doesn't go far.
Somebody laid a real pop on him. Let's see. Johnson was one of them. I think it was Ivar that put the pop on him there. Still a positive play, but You look at Emmanuel K, 140 pounds, and Evar Johnson, 235 pounds. That's just not fair.
That's like a fly swatter.
I'm telling you, that's like when you're riding down the interstate about 65 miles an hour and you see one of those bugs in your headlights from way off and it goes splat on your windshield. That's about what that was like.
That was a 1-yard splat there, folks. 2nd and 9. And we've got a new man in the backfield, Jamal Davis. He's going nowhere. Wonder defense stacking him up. Nick Gill, 82 over there. And looks like Rashad Robinson around the ball.
This is going to be the first 3rd and long that Harding has faced tonight, Randy. Be interesting to see here if they put it up in the air. But the Wonders have some excellent defensive backs, and they can flat take it away from you if you don't execute sharply. We don't know what kind of leg the Harding kicker has, but from here it would be a 47-yard field goal, and we saw one of those last week.
Oh, yeah. Optioning out to K. Hit. Oh, Nick Gill comes up in a hurry, and that'll stop the drive.
Really did. That play didn't develop very well at all. Too long to string it out. The Wonders pursue well. Breaking through the line is Seyfried, and man, he just put an end to that player. Check it. It was Gill who came through, but he just put an abrupt end to that play.
4th down and 9 coming up, and they're saying, well, why not? We're going to go for it.
Yeah, from here, a punt is probably going to go into the end zone and come back out to the 20 anyhow. So the officials are taking another timeout here. Don't know what the situation is now. Now they say we're okay.
High formation.
Single coverage at the top.
Williams with a play fake. Pumps it downfield. Intercepted. And this is Tremaine Robinson. He's got some room down the sidelines. Eludes a couple of guys and will return it out to the 42-yard line.
Well, they had a man open and just overthrew him a little bit, and Robinson was right there. We talked about it a minute ago. If you hang it up there, they'll take it away from you. And sure enough, that's what happened. Looked like he was trying to hit number 44, Jason Schwartz, but coming back the other way is Robinson, and Kay wraps him up and brings him down.
Well, if you can look for anything positive out of the Harding drive, they took over 5 minutes off the clock.
They sure did, and that's the kind of game they came in saying they wanted to play.
Well, the Wonders with their 2nd offensive set of the night. 2:27 to go here in the 1st period. And they will send Harden in motion. And a play fake to Maddox. Here's Justin Harden. Hitting the man at midfield, complete. And making the catch is Justin Chambers. Justin has done a good job this year. That is his 9th catch.
Now, watch it again here. He'll throw it, and there will be all kinds of Harding players in the area, but none of them tight on the receiver. And Harden was able to zip it in there between some coverage to execute a nice play at midfield, so it's going to be 2nd and short for Kannapolis.
Well, that was Justin to Justin instead of Harden to Harden.
Right.
Need a couple of yards, and they'll give it to Maddox. He sidesteps a few guys, looks for a block around the corner, and Nick Maddox is gone. See ya.
He got a pretty good block to get him to the outside. We'll see it on the replay again, but Nick Maddox takes that one 50 yards. He only needed 134 coming in. He's getting close to that county record. And that gives him another touchdown as well. Watch the block right here. At the top of your picture, you could just barely catch the end of it, but it was Blair Harden who made a block that helped spring Maddox, number 37. And that gives Maddox touchdown number 92. He's got 5 carries for 84 yards right now.
Not a bad beginning. Took the Wonders, 2 plays to score here. Now Garber with the extra point. The kick is up, and it's perfect. Timeout on the field. 1:41 remaining. 1st period. Wonders have extended their lead to 14. Now 111 away from the state mark. That's certainly, if things continue, will go down in the next few weeks.
Well, I'm telling you, he's had a couple of games this year, I believe, where he's gotten 6 touchdowns, and that's amazing in itself.
It will be Howard letting it go into the end zone, and the Rams will bring it out to the 20 on the touchback. I think he may have lost it in the cannon smoke. They fired that sucker off when they scored, and it's slow to dissipate here.
Yeah, it really did. And you see on the sidelines, you don't see our camera looking around for some Harding players. Well, there aren't that many to find. They only have 33 players on this Harding unit. So overmatched, outmanned, and playing a pretty gritty game offensively so far, but they've got to find a way to slow down Nick Maddox. Of course, if they figure that out, a lot of other teams will want to know how they did it, because few have been able to do it so far in his career.
I think we can certainly market the formula. From the I formation at the 20-yard line, tailback first man hit in the backfield. He got maybe a yard that time. It looked to be Mike Woodard carrying the football, and it was. Well, I'll tell you what, Harding did the best thing they could. They kept the ball for about 5-6 minutes and moved the ball down, so we're impressed with their offense, but I just don't think there's no match on defense.
They're really having a problem because, as we mentioned in the open, Kannapolis has more than just Nick Maddox. As we've seen, Harding has already completed passes to 3 or 4 different receivers.
He's got one to Jenkins, to Chambers. And this will be nothing there. Trying to spin out as Woodard, and a lot of green shirts pursuing. And you can just about take your pick there. We'll mention a name we haven't mentioned tonight, I believe, Duran Lipscomb. Well, I think we did earlier. Paul Allen, unsung hero on that defensive front for the Wonders.
Yeah, he really is. He came up huge in that state championship game as well. He had some fine moments in that contest.
Pretty good passing percentage in that game.
So now another 3rd and long for Harding.
As we go inside, 30 seconds remaining, opening chapter. Homecoming 1998, so a lot of the old alums coming back.
Boy, I don't think there's an empty place in the stands, at least on the Kannapolis side. What a block.
Here's the pass upfield, overthrown. Ryan Kraft defending on the play. They were trying to hit.
Looked like it was 82 Wes McGarity. But the ball overthrown again, and this time Coach Weidman is not going to go for it. You don't go for 3rd and 9 at your 20.
Yeah, he didn't take a page out of the John Lowry at Forest Hills book.
Yeah, well, Lowry's always, we got 4 plays, we're going to use them.
Even though we are on our own 20.
Yeah.
Here's the Rams punter. And it looks like that is Pete Henson.
That's right.
And let's see if they kick it to Maddox. End over end, kind of tough to field. Maddox lets it go. Well, he's kind of trying to pick it up. Jukes one man, looks for a block, gets a block, does another move, cuts to the outside. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at that move. Nick Maddox, flags are down, but this is so pretty to watch. It might come back. Unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness. And, that's one of the sidelines where the coaches were probably going, no, don't pick it up. Next thing you know, he's standing in the end zone. But let's see what the flag is all about. Here he is. Good block here. Good move here.
And there's a clip there.
There it was, right there, right in the back. It was number 60 for Kannapolis, Quincy Perdue.
And another good block downfield by Lipscomb.
And then Maddox, all he's got to do is outrun the punter, and that is no contest.
Needless to say, does he see the field or what?
I'm telling you. Well, that just goes to show you he's a threat at any moment.
Well, instead of a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown, the Wonders will be pinned back at their 24-yard line. 1st and 10.
The way Harding is going to have to get back in this game, Randy, is we talked about finding a way to stop this juggernaut Kannapolis offense. They're rolling up the points on everybody, but what would really be beneficial to them is a couple of turnovers, especially one on this side of the field. If they can get a couple of those, they can stay in the ball game. But the Kannapolis coaches have talked to their players about hang on to that ball.
Well, the quarter clock shows no time left.
But will they not have to put some more on there, or it can't end on a penalty? No, that was offense, though.
Yeah, they'll get a free play here. One setback for Hardin and company. And they play fake it. Justin still with the ball, and he's going to run it. A little scramble up the sidelines. He'll have 10, 12, 13 yards out of bounds, and that will be the end of the first quarter. And I'm not sure what Coach Hardin is upset about.
Maybe that was supposed to go somewhere else.
Well, he'll call him over and talk it over here as the first quarter is history. Wonders up by 14. Well, there you see some of the entourage from the Ale Brown Big Green Machine, as they affectionately call it here in Ale Brown.
What, did you see that? Coach Harden kind of reached over and whispered in Justin's ear, and sneaking over there to see if he could get a listen was number 11, Rashad Graham for Harding. He was trying to slip over there and see if he could hear what the play was going to be.
Like Coach Hart said, no car keys this weekend if you can't execute. Second and short from the 33. The fake to Johnson, and Harden drawing in the pursuit. Trying to hit Maddox, and he had triple coverage up there at about the 40-yard line.
Kind of a dangerous pass up in the air that time. Maddox almost came down with it, but had that one been tipped and bobbled around a little bit more, there were, as you mentioned, 3 Harding defenders around who could easily have laid their hands on that ball. And I think that's one that if Justin had to look at it again, would say, maybe I shouldn't have tried to throw that one there. He was getting some pressure, however, up the middle.
Harding hitting over 52% of his passes on the year, nearly 800 yards passing with 11 touchdowns and only 3 picks, and those came early in the year, I believe. Now they'll move the tight end Rates over to the right side. Oops.
How did he do that?
Slip it out, and going to be close.
He didn't get the first down, but I don't think. But my goodness, how did he get out of that? You couldn't even see him in there. There were so many gold jerseys around him.
And Durant Green over there, number 40, is wondering how he did that as well. He finally got credit for the tackle, so
I think we're going to have a measurement.
You know, and it's the same area that they measured last time.
Right.
Same
Something about that place.
It's really the Bermuda Triangle measurements. They've lost more.
Boy, now, he's running now. Look at there. You don't see the chain gang guys run that hard much.
It's always on the other side of the field. It's never do they measure on
Coming right down here, and, well, there it is. Looks like he got it.
Yes.
You got to give Maddox some credit there for individual effort, because he was wrapped up a yard short, was somehow able to get out of it and make a first down. That may be the most amazing 1-yard gain you'll ever see.
Unofficially, we have him with about 85 yards on 6 carries. The Wonders break the huddle on 1st and 10. This time they'll send 2 guys to the top of your screen as the wideouts. And it will be Maddox behind the block. And not much there as they catch him at the line of scrimmage and push him back.
Nice work by the Harding defenders that time, staying home. Looked like now there's a little bit of scrapping going on down there, and the fans are not going to like that at all.
A little pushing off, and the defensive guys do that, but
it's not a good idea to come into Kannapolis and try and rough up Nick Maddox when you got him on the ground. You're liable to have 10,000 people down on you in just a minute.
You might have a couple of other big offensive linemen coming to the rescue, too.
Yeah. But a nice defensive play nonetheless, despite what happened at the end of it.
Jenkins along with Harden are split to the bottom of your screen here on 2nd and 10. And they're running the tight end Rates to death. He's over on the right side now. They fake it to the fullback, and here's Harden. He's got some room and gets a good block from his brother downfield. Out of bounds inside Harding territory at the 45-yard line.
And he was already beyond the first down yard marker when he got that block, Randy, and picked up another 10. Watch this. Watch 37 right in your picture there. He had just made the block that was able to get his brother an extra 10 yards.
They were keying on number 20, and Harden made him pay that time.
Well, we've seen him do it a couple of times in the game so far, and you overlook what he can do running the ball. He'll make you pay. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball as well, and it's really a good thing to have offensively.
From the 45-yard line, play fake again. Harden pops it into the zone, and he's got Chambers complete. Justin is down the sidelines, and he'll score.
Boy, what a fine play. You want to talk about laying the ball right in there where it has to be. One of the Harding players is hurt, by the way, back up the field. Watch this. Watch him just lay it in there. It'd be real easy to overthrow that ball with a defender between you and your receiver, between your line of sight and the receiver. But a nice touch on that pass by Harden. 12th
touchdown pass of the year for Justin Harden, and the 10th catch of the season for Chambers, his 3rd touchdown catch. We'll get all those figures out for you in a minute.
A lot of guys, young quarterbacks especially, think you got to fire that ball every time, but there's a lot to be said for having the proper touch at the proper moment, and Harden displayed it there.
Now we got all the guys on the line lined up across the field. Got the kicker, the holder, the center. And they'll decide, okay, let's go over here now. Here you see John Garver, the senior, who had an outstanding year last year. The Burns game, you can thank his leg for that field goal in the fog. And he is perfect on the night in the extra point category. It's now 21-0 with 10:15 remaining in the first half. As we look down the line at Danny Jenkins, he's getting them bridges hitched up.
There you get a look at Jamal Davis, number 25, one of the two return men. The other is Antonio Howard, number 24, and here we go.
Jenkins with a decent kick, very good kick, down at about the 2-yard line, fumbled momentarily by Howard.
Nice block.
And he's got a room out to the 23-yard line.
I think if he had gone to the outside instead of back to the inside, Randy, he had a whole lot of room there, but there was a good block upfield to spring him for an extra 5 or so.
Raymar Harris on the coverage for Kannapolis. And once again, that's the fall evenings here. Glad they're not playing on the other end, because our cannon smoke once again is kind of low.
Remember that playoff game last year you mentioned earlier, where it wasn't cannon smoke, it was just all the fog. You could barely see.
Glad there wasn't a lot of scoring in that game. If they had cannon smoke added to that, we'd have been lost.
Had to get a helicopter in here to try and blow some of that fog away.
Tailback, man, oh man, 54, Rashad Robinson, one of the first wonders there, looked like Quincy Perdue, and nothing doing for Emmanuel K. When you get to him, he's going to go down, because he's not much, 140 pounds.
Well, it looked like it took the Wonders about a series to get used to what Harding is trying to do, and last 2 times the Rams have had the ball, they've really gone nowhere.
Well, we've got 3 Hardins in this game. 1 Harding we're playing. A couple of Justins. It's
happens to us all the time.
It does. They offset the I formation, and the play fake comes from Williams. He'll put it up, and it's picked off. Nick Gill will have a pick inside the 30-yard line. I don't think Williams even saw Gill.
Well, how can you miss him? I mean, Nick is not a small guy. You look upfield, and Nick Gill's 6'2", 200 pounds.
Yeah,
he's kind of hard to miss. Yeah, and he's trying to throw to a guy behind him. Number 44 was Jason Schwartz, who's 170 pounds.
So a big mental mistake there, and the Wonder offense back on the field at their own, or at the Harding 30-yard line.
One thing you can't do, you absolutely cannot do in any game, but especially a team that tries to play ball control, you simply cannot have turnovers. And already the Rams have 2.
Wonder is a little out of sync offensively. We'll call a timeout here with 9:18 to go in the first half. Well, the cheerleaders obviously have a lot to cheer about. They've seen some very prolific scoring from the Wonder offense here in the first, almost 15 minutes of action.
Well, if they have to get that active every time Kannapolis puts points on the board, those young ladies are liable to be worn slap out by the time this one's over. Then you get a look at Gill, who got the interception.
They should be in great shape by the end of the season.
Yeah. Some of them, they do push-ups every time the team scores, and boy, I'm telling you, Kannapolis can pile some push-ups on you if that's the case.
They also have 2 receivers to the big side. You've got Chambers split to the top, and checking in at is Lipscomb at the fullback position. Maddox still in there on 1st down and 10. It'll be Nick. Cutting to the outside. What a move. That's almost illegal. He'll go inside the 15-yard line.
My goodness.
Picked up about 18 on the play.
He left 2 guys absolutely grasping for air. Watch this right here. Just see you. Look at 3 of them, and they're just bumping into each other. Man, my goodness. What a move. You know, you hear... It doesn't sound very different, but you talk about speed and quickness. Maddox showed you both there. The speed once he got to the hole to accelerate through it, but the quickness to make that juke to the side that got him around 3 guys.
On 1st down and 10 from the 12-yard line, here is Maddox again. He'll go inside the 10, down near the 7. So they'll give him a pickup of about 5 on the play. Darren Green on the tackle. So unofficially, I've got him 8 carries for 108 yards right now. So he's getting close.
Green's starting to be the guy who's having to bring Maddox down more often than not. Seems like those 2 are finding themselves at the same point on the field an awful lot tonight.
From the 7-yard line, Evar Johnson is back in at the fullback slot. And Maddox gets the call again, cuts to the outside, virtually untouched at the goal line. Touchdown, Nick Maddox, his second of the night.
Well, that's 93. Watch this. Good blocking up front. Good block again by Harden. Boy, how many times have we said that tonight? Blair Harden is doing the job blocking tonight. We've seen him catch a couple of touchdown passes when we've done Kannapolis games earlier, but he's throwing some good blocks out there tonight.
So the Wonders scoring quickly, virtually unstoppable here. Kind of a helpless feeling if you're the Harding Ram defense.
So 93 touchdowns for Maddox. The state record is 103.
And the kick, maybe a state record tonight, as Garver boots his fourth one through. It's now 28-0 with 8 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the first half. And have to get Steve to quiet down a little bit more. Kind of those floor managers are. Here's the kick, a beautiful kick, end over end, and that one will not be returned in high school football. Bring it out to the 20. 114 yards for Nick Maddox so far on 9 carries and 2 touchdowns.
So that puts him, 20 yards away from the all-time Cabarrus County record, currently held by Jamie Scott, who is a redshirt up at Wake Forest now. So it was previously held by Natron Means, who was in the NFL, and Jay Graham, who's in the NFL. All those guys.
I think what we're doing is keeping it in Cabarrus County.
Yeah, we've seen some good ones come through, haven't we?
Oh, man. We hate to see him go. Here's Williams fumbling the snap, and he'll just fall on it back at the 14-yard line.
Well, that's a smart thing, because Quincy Perdue was coming in there and ready to lay some kind of shot on him. Perdue really starting to get some penetration for the Kannapolis defense here.
A loss, they're going to say, the 15-yard line, so
looks like they want a timeout.
That is their second here of the first half. So with 7:52 remaining here in homecoming 1998, the home crowd obviously pretty pleased right now. Their team leads by 4 touchdowns. Wait a minute.
Look, there's our pal Annette.
Mrs. Lakaitis or our pal Annette? Whatever you
go. She's working with the cheerleaders here. Didn't look like she was hardly working there, though.
She worked before game time.
Man, what pursuit. Knowing
Emmanuel K, he was trying to get outside, but a lot of green shirts stringing it out there.
Well, just like we talked about last week with Concord, it's awfully hard to run around this Wonder defense. They've got an awful lot of speed to pursue down the line and keep you from turning that corner. We saw Harding have some pretty good success in their first drive going straight at him, but I don't think Harding has the speed to try and get around the end on this Wonder defense. And Kay, as you look at
it's like he's Coach White got his hands crossed.
Yeah.
Please, Lord.
Well, you look at Kay there, and it looked like he was out there all alone with about 5 green shirts.
Now they've backed themselves up to 3rd and 17. Quick toss this time is Woodard. He's going to halfback option. Air it out, double coverage, and a great tip away at the last minute. Almost a catch there. Looked like Raybar Harris along with Ryan Kraft defending back for the Wonders.
That was Antonio Howard downfield, and looked like it hit him right in the numbers, and he just couldn't hang on. He would have been at midfield. That was a pretty nice play call there.
Yeah.
And what a throw by Woodard, the big old fullback.
To get him back there in the shotgun formation. Well, after almost a very successful play, it turns out to be an incompleted pass and a 4th down punting time for the Rams with 6:55 left here in the first half. And there is Pete Henson ready to kick it away, standing back at about his own 2. Wonders will peel for the return, and a decent kick this time. It will be fumbled, and Tremaine Robinson, I believe, fell on it at the 40-yard line.
He had some thoughts about trying to scoop it up and run like Nick Maddox did a minute ago, but then he realized, no, the coaches will yell at me. I better just fall on it.
Kind of a line driver there. So the Wonder offense on to the field here with a 28-0 lead, and Nick Maddox is checked back into the backfield. He needs just 20 yards to surpassed the record that folks have been looking at for a couple of weeks now. Jenkins and Harden are the wideouts to the top of your screen. And Purdue will line up on the left side. You give to Maddox. Flags underway before that play really got out of the gate.
Illegal procedure against Kannapolis. Maddox had a big seam over there, but you got to do it the right way.
Can't leave early.
So it'll back them up, be 1st and 15 now for the Wonders at the 45.
Don't leave home without it. You know what they say?
Yeah. Well, from here, Kannapolis only has one more road game, Randy. They've got East Durant on the road, then finish up with Northwest and Concord here.
2 games that will be very critical as far as the playoff seedings are concerned in the conference. Here's Maddox. He'll have 5 yards, 8, maybe 9 that time. Goes down to the Harding 36-yard line.
Depends on the spot, but looks like they're going to give him the 36 just barely.
Yeah, 36 and a third.
All right. So we'll give him 8. That means he needs 12 more to break the record.
And once again, Harden and Jenkins will split to the left side.
He's telling him, go way over there, way out there.
As far as we can do it. As far as you can go. And here's Harden keeping the football, and he's got some room. He has the first down, jukes a guy, and spins out of bounds at the 25-yard line. The running ability of Justin Harden.
Well, Fred Johnson, number 77, was trying to chase him, big old defensive lineman. Watch 77 right here, and he just simply can't catch him.
You showed him the football. Now, the coach might say, you're holding that life well for bread, son.
That kind of concerns me. It might be okay when you're up 28-0 against a Harding team that's looking for its first win, but in the playoffs, that kind of action can get the ball taken away from you, and I'm sure the coaches will talk to him a little bit about that.
First down and 10. And the toss to Maddox. He eludes one man, cuts it back, and will go down. Loss of about a yard that time.
Like Woodard had him by the ankle, so now Maddox needs 13 to get the record.
Clock shows 4:50 remaining, first half. Look at the big center there. Coming out. Chad Lambert out there. Chad gets to touch the ball every time. 5'10", 205-pound junior center. Said, nobody goes till I get ready. They split the backs this time. And Harden's going to go straight drop. Looking sideline, Scotty's brother completed the 12. He sidesteps the man. Well, he's still on his feet. It's like a pinball machine down there. Down at the 5.
Pretty good moves out there by Blair Harden. Now, he's been watching Nick Maddox a little bit, hasn't he? He juked and got by some guys. Watch this. Nice strike just over the fingertips of the defender. Juke. Here's another one bumped off of him. Now he goes upfield and made the defender fall his way.
Well, it will count.
Yep, flag is down. Oh, my goodness. After all that. Well, you know, Blair's going back there saying, man, after all that.
What are you guys doing? Holding.
No, wait a minute. They're going to say ineligible man downfield.
So they lose the down, and it's will be second down. At 31-yard line is where they'll back it up. So Blair saying, throw it to me again.
Well, let's see. No, they've taken him out now. No, he's in there. Okay.
Here comes his brother, and a kind of, flag is down. They threw it at the last minute. Probably a hold by one of the Wonder offensive linemen, but hard to know where to go. As the pitch guy, who normally covers the pitch guy, the spacing wasn't there. It didn't look like.
You called it, Randy. Hold on Kannapolis, and all of a sudden some penalties starting to go against him. And I know Coach Harden will get on him a little bit about this. You know, that's the coaches will always keep on you and keep working you, because even though you might say, well, my goodness, we're up 28-0, what's the big deal? The bad habits you develop in a game like this might come back to haunt you at a key moment in a big playoff game. You can't let those bad habits continue.
It's just a natural tendency to have a letdown when you're up 28-0, as you said.
So second and a bunch.
About 25. The line to make is about the 16-yard line to the first down. They break Rivens in motion, and oops. Now this one is going to be complete. Danny Jenkins, the tree amongst the little twigs down there, and Harden took a pretty good hit after he got rid of the ball. I think it was set up as a screen, but not this quickly.
Look at the pressure right up the middle. He just had to kind of hang it up there. I thought he was trying to find Maddox, but it was toward Jenkins. Looked like coming up the middle. Maybe, well, couldn't pick up the number who it was coming up the middle.
It looked like an Amtrak.
Yeah, maybe Woodard coming through the middle that time, but man, he was all over Harden before he had a chance to set his feet, and he just had to kind of hang it up there. A dangerous pass, but it worked.
Well, when you're throwing it to a guy who's the tallest guy on the field, 6'6", a jump ball, you like your chances with Danny Jenkins out there. 2:45 to go in the first half. Here we go with a little screen, or actually a flare out in the left flat to Maddox. He stiff irons a guy, gets away, but the pursuit will catch him at the 31.
And a late flag comes in there.
That might go against the Rams.
Let's see. So that doesn't count as a rushing attempt for Maddox, so we don't have to worry about our math here.
Clip going to be the call against the Wonder. So
wow, that came in well after Maddox was down, so somebody must have continued that play a little bit after the fact or something. That was kind of unusual.
Obviously, Coach Harden not too pleased right now with this series.
Telling you what, 3 penalties almost in a row here. And not just the garden variety 5-yard penalty most of the time either, the big ones.
Well, the original line of scrimmage was the 26-yard line. And you can see where their field position is because of the 50 yards in penalties. It's all the way back now to the Harding 46.
And keep in mind as well that in this situation, Harding knows that Kannapolis is going to pass, and they've been able to get some significant pressure on Harden.
It's 3rd and 31. Play fake. Harden with time this time, and pumps it upfield, looking for Chambers coming across, and he'll have him out of bounds at the 30, maybe the 29-yard line. That is Chambers' 3rd catch on the night.
Wonder what kind of range Garber has. This would be, 46 from here, but it looks like the Wonders are going to go for it.
Well, if you don't get it, it's about as good as a punt. Paul Allen is checked in. He will play fullback on this play.
Now, we've seen him throw out of this. Yeah, we've seen him throw, so watch out now. Watch 39.
On 4th and 13. No, he might be the pass receiver. Here is Harden running for his life across the way and tiptoes his way, but he can't quite make the first down mark.
We've seen him throw out of this. Yeah, we've seen him throw, so watch out now. Watch 39.
On 4th and 13. No, he might be the pass receiver. Here is Harden running for his life across the way and tiptoes his way, but he can't quite make the first down marker. Got close back to the original line of scrimmage, though.
Coach Harden is really upset on the sidelines down there about something that obviously it's the, I would guess anyway, the pressure that continues to come straight up the middle. The Wonders didn't give that play time to develop at all.
Teaching every minute of the game. Obviously, about as animated as you'll see Coach Harden on the sidelines.
He is really hot down there right now, and it's got to be because they're just not giving their quarterback time to execute plays.
So Harding with 1:45 to go here before halftime, trying to do something. They'll give it to Kay, and he's stopped. No gain.
After a couple of big runs early, Kay hasn't been able to go anywhere, and we haven't seen Woodard get the ball in quite some time now.
And the coach is looking at the clock across the far way.
Oh, they just don't have a lot of bullets.
Nope. Not an easy place to come in if you have a lot of bullets in play.
Yeah, well, if you only got 33 guys, that makes it tough. Coach Alvin Weidman is, from what I've been able to read about him, pretty respected, and he'll turn this program around, but he's in his first year here. Give him some time.
Kay gets out to about the 35-yard line. As I I like these big defensive line. Quincy Perdue just kind of, get over a minute, lean on him, just kind of roll a little bit, That's the way the guys are supposed to do.
Just kind of squash him a little bit.
Right. Don't make it obvious, but just kind of, slowly but sure, kind of grind.
Oh, man. That's just brutal.
We have a timeout on the field called by Harding. Their last timeout of the first half. 34 seconds remaining. There you see some of the Wonder fans. Obviously, the girls' biggest question now is saying, who's going to be the homecoming queen this year?
I suspect they already have a good idea who it is. Wonder if they keep that in one of those hermetically sealed mayonnaise jars until the last second.
I think it may be the accounting firm of Lieberman, Price, and Waterhouse or something. Probably bring out Alex Trebek with the envelope, please.
Watch that halfback pass again.
Williams running for his life. Looked like he maybe thought about pitching it out. And with that, we've got a timeout called by Kannapolis. So they've got some timeouts to burn, and it's 4th down. They say, well, we got a chance at the punt return, as good as our special teams is. So not a bad call there for Coach Harden. You got 26 ticks to go.
Hey, don't forget, as we look at Coach Harden, we've got another award-winning edition, as you see the homecoming court coming down the field. Another award-winning edition of Headliners coming up on Wednesday night, each and every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Boy, they've got a lot of girls involved here, don't they? Man, that's a crowd.
A lot of queenies.
There we go. Henry Thompson and his assistant coaches.
Like that's a law firm, isn't it?
Yeah, that's either that or a band, one of the two. Henry Thompson and the assistants. That'll be Charlotte Catholic visiting Mount Pleasant. Get to go back down to Tiger Country and check out the Mount Pleasant team. A couple of weeks in a row we'll be down there, or with Mount Pleasant anyway, checking out that team. And be good to see Henry back in the studio. Some of his assistants. No telling who he's going to bring with him, but be sure and tune in Wednesday night at 8 o'clock to find out on Headliners.
Now these ROTC guys are looking sharp. The girls' dresses look sharp, and the ROTC guys go, man,
telling you what, they must have 750 homecoming contestants. Tell you what,
it'll be a pretty tough vote this year.
Yeah. Wonders drop back for the return.
Oh, this is a terrible kick.
Yeah, he's just kicking it away.
Finally picked up, I think. Yep, Robinson's got it. And he says, let's go this way. And he's going to go down at the 31-yard line. So Tremaine, if he handed it over again, would just pick it up and try to make something positive happen there instead of, you can't run laterally too long because the numbers are against you.
So what did we say now? Maddox needs 13. I expect they'll probably be passing here to see if they can get some points, but yeah, because Maddox is lined up in the slot as a receiver down at the bottom.
Just one setback in the Wonder offensive scheme here. And Harden will roll to buy some time. Looks sidelines. He's got Maddox at the 40, and Nick steps out of bounds at the 41, and that play took about 7 seconds.
Well, he looked upfield to see if he had any room, and when he realized he didn't, he did the smart thing and get out of bounds to give his team another shot at it. They've already got another play called, and they're back at the line of scrimmage.
No huddle, but the clock did stop as he stepped out of bounds, so that'll give him a little time to get it together. Over to Jenkins, and Jenkins falls backward out of bounds at the 47.
And that only took 4 seconds. So we've seen, remember last year, we saw Kannapolis get down to midfield and just heave one toward the end zone and get a big play right before halftime.
He's got 4 wideouts this time. And the single setback becomes a pass receiver potential. And they'll bump it out of bounds, and at midfield, complete. And the clock will stop with 2 seconds to go as Maddox made that catch. So, a little short passing, and they got about 20 yards here. Now
you got to go all out. No time to get one short on the sidelines here. Got to give him time, though.
Harden with plenty of time. Goes deep, and Jenkins can't handle it. It's out of bounds, and that will be your first half. As the Wonders starting quickly out of the gate tonight and leading very comfortably here at halftime, 28-0. Kane, Randy Whitley back here. Halftime, 28-0. The Wonders comfortably ahead, and here are some numbers for you that will reflect that score.
Well, there you see why. No passing yards for Harding. 2 turnovers when they tried to pass. 47 yards on the ground. A lot of that came in that first drive of the game. So you see 314 to 47 total. 8 first downs to 3. Harding 8 out of 10 through the air so far, but 5 penalties for 50 yards, and a lot of them came right there at the end of the first half before Kannapolis got that last drive inside of 30 seconds to go. But the penalties piling up. The key stat, I guess, to keep up with now, Nick Maddox needs about 12 or 13 yards to break the all-time Cabarrus County rushing record. However, they'll have to wait a little bit because Harding is going to get the ball first.
And he has got 2 touchdowns so far, so that gives him 93. Is 10 behind in the state record. And for you homecoming enthusiasts, congratulations go out to Crystal Hardis. I understand she's the 1998 homecoming queen this year here at A.O. Brown High School. So a big night for her, big night for the football team, and maybe a big night for Nick Maddox before it's all over with.
Well, he only got 120 or so in the first half, so he'll really have to get busy.
Yeah. Here's the kickoff going to Davis, and he is lassoed at about the 20-yard line.
So let's see what kind of adjustments were made at halftime. Kannapolis made the first big adjustment of the game after, as you look at Harding, but after Harding had the ball, their first possession in the first half, they marched right down the field, converted a 4th down opportunity to keep the drive alive, and let's see what they've changed in the locker room to try and get back on track here, down by 4 touchdowns.
That's Harding University.
Right.
They're working from the power eye this time with everybody in tight in this formation. And nothing there as Kannapolis and the Wonder defense led by Mr. Purdue, Quincy, they call him. But we have none of that.
He's having a big game. He's spending an awful lot of time in a Harding backfield. He got that 1 penalty that took 6 points off the board for Kannapolis. However, you don't know if Maddox would have been able to break it without that block. But aside from that, he's had an outstanding game.
A loss back to the just outside the 15-yard line. So 2nd and 16 rolling around here for the Rams of Harding High.
Well, I was looking over there at Plumber's Perch. Looks kind of lonely up there tonight.
I'm not sure what they're doing over there. Maybe they're still in at halftime. They haven't got back to their seats. The only thing I think of. We've got a timeout called here on the field. 56 to go in the 3rd period. There you see the big K. Now, I'm not sure why. Well, we got the blankets out. So
they're not even sitting next to each other.
Now, we're still not sure if that's the penalty box underneath there.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that.
If you don't show up, maybe you miss a home game, they put you in that.
That must be it. Or you knock over somebody's popcorn or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have that dressed up for Halloween here in a couple of more weeks.
There's a lot of the Kannapolis coaches. Coach Harding right in the middle of your picture. Right behind him was Shelwyn Klutz, the quarterback's coach. Some of the cheerleaders. Where's the band?
They're out for drinks.
Oh, okay.
At halftime there. That is a tradition at halftime. You notice I went and got my Pepsi, and then there was just a mad rush of all these people.
See, you should have got a Dew.
A Dew, yeah.
Mountain Dew.
Okay, now you guys get it, Harding. They need to get it together there. Now, I did see the big Wonders. Everybody had different letters in the stands there. But everybody's got their shirts on tonight over here.
Yeah. Well, that's good news.
Here we go with the
round
fake reverse.
Yeah.
And it will be Kay sprinting out across the 25, 27. Let's see where they're going to spot it. About the 28-yard line.
Pretty good misdirection there, and Kay was able to take it a good bit further than expected. Nice block upfield. I think that was Woodard who helped him turn the corner, got him out to about the 30-yard line, so it's going to bring up 3rd and very short.
Maddox with the tackle for the Wonders.
Well, if you break away on offense against this Wonder defense, you always got to be looking over your shoulder for number 20 to be running you down from behind.
Wonders up tight here, this formation on 3rd down and short. And getting away is Kay. The ball is loose, but he is down at the 37-yard line.
And one of the Wonders a little slow to get up. Looked like it was Gill. I think he was just disappointed that he didn't get the ball. He's not hurt.
Somebody had him back in the backfield, okay, but he was able to shake loose, and second effort gets the first down to the 38-yard line is where they will finally spot it. As Jeffrey Lewis in with the play from the Harding sidelines.
Well, so far, Harding has come out looking like they did on their first drive of the game.
As Darrell Williams surveys the Wonder defense here on first down. Toss it this time. Once again, it is Kay looking to get outside, and he's got some speed if he can get the corner to it. He got about 8 or 9 yards that time.
Some excellent blocking that time by the Rams to seal that one off and enable Kay to get around. And see, that's different than the wide play they were trying in the first half. They couldn't string it way out toward the sidelines. They're turning it up a lot sooner, and it's much more effective for them. The Wonders got too much speed for you to get all the way toward the sidelines before you try and turn it upfield.
Ball at the 47-yard line. They need a yard for the first down. Once again, power I formation for the Rams. Tailback bumped and bumped down, but I think he did get the necessary yardage. Gill finishes for the Wonder defense.
And that was Kay again. No, that was Woodard, I believe.
Let's see. Is it close enough?
No.
I'm going to say third down. Okay. Line to make right at the 48-yard line.
Nick Maddox coming out now to get a breather.
Eight minutes, 35 seconds to go here in the third period, just underway in the second half. And trying to get outside. And what a play. Nick Gill's done that a couple of times tonight. Just came shooting through and guessed right that time.
And don't forget, he's got a big interception as well, but he read that one and got right in the gap and shut that play down.
So it'll be a punting situation for Harding, and Nick Maddox, who had left defensively the last play, is back in. He'll pedal back in punt receiving formation. The big question is, do they kick it to him?
Well,
if I'm Harding, I say no.
No. I wouldn't kick it to him. Boy, I'm telling you, don't even think about kicking it to him. You'll be making a mistake. There you see the numbers for Nick in the first half.
Kannapolis with not much of a rush, and they listen to your advice as they kick it way out of bounds. And, well, it stayed in bounds, and Maddox gets it and steps out at around the 20-yard line. Actually, the 19 is where they will spot it. So a good kick for Harding, and has Kannapolis pinned back.
So the Wonders' first possession, as you look at Coach Harding there, and no doubt he had a fiery halftime speech there after those penalties at the end of the first half. It's good to have some ammunition for those coaches in the locker room when you're up 28-0.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, what do you say?
Yeah, well,
the first 12, 14 minutes of the game, you really couldn't say much of anything, as all the cylinders were clicking for the Wonders. Ivar Johnson and Maddox in the backfield behind Justin Hart. And the tight end is Rates on the right side. To give to Maddox, and he'll look this way, cuts it back, spins, and got back to a couple of yards, out across the 20 to the 22.
There you get a look at Harding getting the play from the sidelines, and one of the Harding defenders a little slow to get up, but he's okay. It looked like it was Chad Allman, number 67, and he's going to come out of the game now.
So Maddox now with 126 yards.
So give him 3 on that?
Yeah, 2nd and 7 is what they're saying. Well, we'll say 2, okay? Let's give him 2.
I think it's 2.
Didn't quite get to the 22-yard line. Once again, it'll be Maddox up the middle, and this one might do it. Nick Maddox to the outside. He has, as we speak, broken the all-time Cabarrus County rushing record on that play, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know. There he is, the new guy, and they'll take the ball. And
they're going to give him the game ball. Purdue goes out to give him a hug.
And they just made the announcement to the home crowd. Standing ovation for the Kannapolis senior, and well-deserved.
And the officials bringing the ball over to the sidelines now, and they're telling him, no, we want that to go to Nick Maddox. They're going to take it out there and hand it to him now.
and let him carry it off the field, but he would break that ball into 35, 45 pieces and give it to all his teammates. That's the type of guy Nick Maddox is.
And he gives right now he's giving a big hug to his blocking fullback down there, Big Ivar Johnson. He knows who helps him get the mail through.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
the offensive line is all going to hand it to him at once.
Got to be an emotional moment for this senior Nick Maddox, and I bet your mama's going to get that ball before the night's over with and take it home with her.
No doubt about it. So Nick Maddox, and right there's Mom.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go, Nick.
You really don't need to say a word there.
Look at there. She's got his picture on her shirt. Boy, that's a fine lady right there. We've run into her a few times out and about when we've been out to lunch and things like that. And she goes up and gets a hug from Coach Harden, and she gets a lot of the credit for making sure that Nick pays attention to the things that are important. It'd be awful easy for a young man in his position to just think about nothing but football, but she won't let that happen.
Pat, you've done a pretty good job raising that guy. Ball is loose, and I don't think Harding, yeah, they recover, so I don't think Kannapolis really matters at this point after an emotional highlight. The thing about it is you're just kind of glad you're in attendance, and we've had the pleasure of being in attendance a lot of these times with the past runners over the last 10 or 15 years, and enjoy it because it's a rare treat, a rare individual that comes through the ranks of the local Cabarrus County high schools. And,
well, I'll never forget that state championship game. What a performance that was. Never forget that state championship game. What a performance that was. So, the Wonders, Randy, since they built that huge lead, starting to make some mistakes now and get a little bit sloppy.
Here's the tall sweep to the short side, and they're trying to bull their way out to about the 45-yard line goes Kay. Yeah, I remember that game as if it was a couple of months ago. It was a little bit cooler than it is tonight.
That was something else. You don't often see a guy just absolutely destroy a team like he did in a quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, that was spectacular.
And you talk about some of the other rushers who held this record prior to Jamie Scott at Concord. What a joy it was to watch him the 3 or 4 years he played. And then you go back to the Natron Means days. Oh, man, there's just
a lot of fine running backs through here.
And there'll be another one.
Sooner or later.
Williams in the crowd.
Whoa. Talk about knocking him for a loop now.
Green with the catch.
And it was Gill delivering the hit downfield that sent him sprawling. But that's the play they've been trying to work on all night. It's just been thrown short prior to this.
Had good protection here.
Just over the fingertips. Well, actually, Gill was in on the end of it, but at the first part, that was Rayvar Harris who gave him the big hit.
Clock shows near the 5-minute mark here in the third period, and into Wonder territory come the Rams. And this one's going nowhere.
Oh! Allen.
Paul Allen and Ivar Johnson.
That looked like World Championship Wrestling out there now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was a body slam.
I think you get us 2 Slim Jims for that.
Ouch.
Macho Man Ivar Johnson and Paul Allen.
Give him a yard, a tough yard.
To the 44. So Emmanuel Kay, the little guy, 140 pounds. I think he's got to weigh a little bit more than that.
He looks like it.
Well, they'll break the power ice into man in motion, and the tailback, Kay, once again, gets some blocking, and Kay cuts to the outside, and he's got speed now in the open field. The Wonders will track him down and ride him out of bounds inside the 20.
And he got some good blocking downfield from Jeffrey Lewis, number 3, but a flag is down.
Coach Weidman says, I can't believe this. Best run we've had from scrimmage all night. Look what happens.
Take a look at it again, see if we can pick anything up. There's a block right there in the back, I think was, looked like number 44, Jason Schwartz was pushing somebody in the back just as Kay turned the corner. I think that was probably the call, but let's see what the officials are going to say here.
And here comes the referee out. And the point of the infractions where they'll step the penalty off. So wipe out the first down, wipe off being inside the Wonder 20, and move it all the way back to your own 42.
It is a clip. That's exactly what he just signaled. So I think number 44 was the guilty party, Jason Schwartz, a senior flanker for this team, and he gave somebody a little shove in the back, and I don't think the bad thing is, I think that Kay would have been okay even if he hadn't had that help. I think he was pretty much past the point where that happened.
At the 42-yard line, second at a bundle as Williams drops sideline, and this one
almost intercepted, or is it?
Yes.
He did.
Tremaine Robinson with his second pick of the night.
Now that was something.
The 5'9" senior.
And look who's the first guy out there to greet him. Defense indeed. Nick Maddox, the first guy out there to congratulate him. And boy, he just walked a tightrope on the sidelines. Watch this to reel it in. Nice work.
Good call by the official over there on the line. And he got both those feet in bounds. So Justin Harden, 5'11" junior, back on to direct the Wonder attack with 3:59 to go in the third period from their own 41-yard line. Now Allen is in the backfield. They'll split the backs this time.
And I think there was motion in the Kannapolis line that time. Nope.
Too much time?
Apparently.
Well, the huddle clock, we have them displayed at both ends, so really there's no excuse for that.
And Justin Harden saying, what? I don't believe it.
So we just got in here.
So now they flip through the playbook and see what it says when you're at 1st and 15. It probably says something like it does on most of the pages in the Kannapolis playbook. Give it to Nick.
Okay, the reason the play clock didn't run down, obviously, it's just now started once they whistled it in play, so not sure if it worked that time.
Oh, look at that.
The blitz coming. Harden gets away from two guys somehow. Now dumps it upfield, and I think he just threw that one away. Looking for his brother Blair up and around midfield, but he's lucky to get out alive with that one.
Yeah, he was. Right up the middle, you see the lineman, or rather the linebacker, sneaking up to the line of scrimmage just before the ball was snapped. Watch coming into your picture right there. And again, it's number 40, Darren Green, one of the captains who's been making big play after big play for this Harding defense. It sounds kind of strange to say that when they're down by 4 touchdowns, but that kid has really played a whale of a game here tonight, and he's limping out there now.
So it's 2nd and 15 back at the 37-yard line with 3:48 remaining here in the third period. Well, they'll give it to the big fullback, and that's Duran Lipscomb, only a sophomore. Duran having to play a little bit tonight, as you see Coach Harden. Marcello stand back, we understand, still got that injury there, so you lose him. And let's see who else we've got. Corey Maxwell is on the sidelines, but he can be called on at the running back position from time to time. Now they'll have split wide receivers here on 3rd and 11.
Here they come.
With a blitz, and they'll fake it to Maddox, and he gets by the initial wave and cuts it to the inside. One man to beat, cuts it back inside the 30, and Nick's gone.
I'm telling you. You can't even say anything. It's just something to behold when Nick Maddox gets in the open field.
The biggest thing was the back judge was in the way.
Yeah, now watch this. Here's a cut. Now he'll start working back toward the middle, a fake, and back toward the middle. And look at the receiver, Lewis, trying to run him down from behind, and he just can't get there. Nick Maddox, too quick.
It was something like 59 yards, 62 yards on that run. So that is his 3rd touchdown of the night. And you know something? That should put him over 200 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Now Garver, who has been perfect tonight in the extra point attempts.
It looked like Harding fell across the line that time. Whoever was on top was leaning and couldn't quite hang on and just kind of fell across the line before it was snapped. There's Nick.
Man. When you're 240 pounds, you can't. It's going to go.
Yeah.
You get a top heavy.
couldn't see who it was, but he was leaning and just trying to hang on, but that snap was 1 beat too late.
Oh, man, come on. I had the long cleats on. I might have held on.
Yeah.
Blair Harden to hold. John Garver for the extra point. It's up. A little pressure, and it's good. 2:57 remaining. Third period. Wonders up by 35. As we return to Memorial Stadium here in Kannapolis, Nick Maddox adds to some numbers. 3 touchdowns on the night, Woody. 15 carries, 221 yards unofficially.
Well, that's a game for a lot of people, but Maddox still has over a quarter to go.
Davis racked up by Gill. The ball is loose, but I think they say he was down. Yep, there's the signal by the referee.
Boy, these Wonders aren't just tackling, they're throwing guys to the ground.
Is Gill playing inspired? I think he thinks he's going to get on the Wheaties box or something. But that's been reserved for Mark McGuire in that.
Yeah. Well, the worst loss of the season to this point for Harding was a 49-0 affair at the hands of West Charlotte, a perennial 4A power, and Kannapolis looking to get in that neighborhood.
At the 17, Williams will go on the fly. Robinson with his 3rd interception of the night, and that was a case of the ball just being underthrown, Woody.
Sure was, because he had Rashad Graham, the receiver, downfield. He breaks to the ball, but Robinson's just out there playing center field, and he just kind of stands there and jumps in the air. Nice play, nice athletic move, but he was just in the right place.
He's having a good game on D tonight. He's 5'9", 162 pounds, and one of those seniors back there in the secondary, so a lot of experience at that position.
Well, Kannapolis is showing you tonight that they're not just Nick Maddox. Starting to get some substitutions into the game now.
Johnson will offset in the backfield to the left side. And the toss will go to Corey Maxwell, who's checked in, and he'll rumble forward for about 4.
You also have Ryan Kraft into the game. Looks like Nate Jones is in at one of the receiver slots.
Of course, you may remember Ryan Kraft, the younger brother of the quarterback last year, William Kraft, and what a stretch run that kid had.
He sure did. A lot of people were critical of him, but down the stretch, he came up with the big plays when Kannapolis had to have them, time and time again.
At the 39-yard line of Harding. Whoops. It's still at the 39 as Corey Maxwell, the senior, met head-on into Mike Woodard.
He's had a big game as well. Had some big runs in the first half, playing a pretty fine defensive game as well. Coach Weidman has some talent on this team. He doesn't have numbers right now, but you would expect that will go up.
Actually may have lost a little bit there. Right at the 40 is where they'll call it. 3rd and 7 coming up. They split the backs. Maddox checked back into the backfield. He and Maxwell, and now whistles.
And flags, and a stoppage of play. Let's see. Illegal procedure against the Wonders.
Somebody got set and just moved just a little bit.
5 for flinching.
And it doesn't matter to what degree you flinch.
But this is definitely going to be something that'll give the Kannapolis coaching staff some ammunition during the week. About the time the Wonders start to think, well, we just won 35 or whatever to nothing, the Kannapolis coaches will be saying, yeah, but you had 60 or 70 yards in penalties.
Play fake.
So run a lap.
Yeah. Harden down the middle, and it is incomplete.
Wow.
Big battle going on. Looked like Corey Maxwell thought he had it.
No, it's Kraft.
Kraft, I'm sorry.
Brian
Kraft.
The ball did pop out and get on the ground, but downfield was Rashad Graham. Check him out, number 11, and I think they both have possession of it as they tumble to the ground. And actually, Graham had it, and it looked like Kraft maybe pulled it away from him as they came down.
So we will get to see the Wonders' first punt of the night. With 22 seconds to go, Antonio Howard is the deep back inside the 10-yard line. And there is Danny Jenkins ready to kick it away.
And look who the blocking back is, Nick Maddox. That's doing some dirty work there, isn't it?
Jenkins with a beautiful kick. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 15-yard line.
Well, there was some hitting going on a little bit further up the field. There was a big collision. Nick Seyfried came out of his helmet. They were hitting so hard down there.
Knocked his block off.
Yeah, ran into Nick's grandfather before the game.
Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he's doing real good.
He certainly has earned his ticket in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He was the guy who was underneath when that chair tumbled off the top of the press box several weeks ago, and that's the end of the third quarter.
It is 35-0. Kannapolis on their way to remaining undefeated on the season, and more importantly, in the South Piedmont Conference. Back in just a moment. Taking night here at Memorial Stadium. Senior getting a well-deserved rest. By now, Harding with first down and 10 at their 15. Williams,
Nice
Decay, and boom.
But a nice recovery by the Kannapolis defense. That was a well-designed and well-set-up play. A little bit of misdirection. Kay had a seam, but the Wonders closed it up in a big hurry.
Nick Gill and Paul Allen and Quincy Perdue all had a K sandwich there. He gained a couple, though.
First half, we saw an awful lot of Woodard. Second half, it's been mostly Kay getting the carries.
And the loneliest guy in this Harding offense is wide receiver Jeffrey Lewis.
Yeah, well, he was the guy looking at the back of number 20 running downfield last time.
Here is Kay trying to bounce to the outside, and it looked like Ivar Johnson, the linebacker, wrapped him up.
Kay may wish he had a little more solitude here.
Yeah.
Before long, he's starting to take a pounding. There's Lewis.
And it's third down and 8.
So Lewis is in there and in there and in there. Then when it's a sure throwing down, he comes out, and he's replaced by Rashad Graham, who was the guy who almost got that pick last time Kannapolis had the ball.
Third down and 8 for Williams, and Ivar Johnson says, hello again, Mr. K. Beat Mr. Johnson.
Well, that was brutal. Watch this. Right straight up the middle.
Well, he just knocked his man off the line of scrimmage and went right sailing in there.
Well, somebody didn't pick him up at all because that was just an Olay move there. Wave the red cape at the bull and get out of the way before he stampedes you. Somebody just missed that assignment.
That is defensive play Olay.
Right. Get out of his way before you get trampled.
Johnson, 235 pounds and a senior.
So he's got about 100 pounds on K. Here's Henson again.
Yeah, Pete's kicked the ball well tonight when he's been called on. The Wonders coming. They get a flag.
Tipped it.
Yep, they're going to get the flag.
They hit the punter, though, but I think they tipped the ball as well. But
I think Perdue is back there pleading his case. We got a piece of the ball.
Henson is up there limping.
So roughing the kicker will be the call by the referee. And that will be the first down variety, and that'll get Harding out of a hole somewhat.
They were awful close. It sure looked like they may have gotten a hand on that. Of course, the point being is once you touch the ball, then fair game.
Yep. So move it out to the 29, or say the 28-yard line. So Harding with new life. Another set of offensive downs with 9:35 remaining in the ball game. Once again, the power out formation. Looking for a hole with K bouncing and swung around and put on the ground with authority that time.
He almost turned around and got loose from that, but a couple of Wonders had him wrapped up pretty well.
They'll call out Kirjan Kirkpatrick's name, the 220-pound junior. And they're one of the guys. And Coach Weidman still coaching over there. And
well, that's what you got to do. You got to take advantage of the opportunities when they're presented to you, because these kinds of things will happen again. You'll learn from everything you do, and the coaches, all coaches, take advantage of every chance they got to make these players understand what they're trying to get across.
2nd and 7, and snatched out of the air. It looked like that time was K. Somebody got a hold of him and says, come here. coming right
Wow.
back. I think it was Gill. Yeah, Nick is.
He's everywhere. He's having a big game.
And Paul Allen also over there. So 3rd down and 6 coming up now for the Rams of Harding. For Kannapolis, their final away game of the year next week, as they will be going to a place called Granite Quarry. It hasn't been too kind. They'll be taking on the Mustangs of East Rowan. I think, 2 years in a row, the Mustangs have beaten Kannapolis in conference play.
And a lot of people believe that loss to East Rowan last year was the thing that pulled this Kannapolis team together and sparked their run toward a state championship.
On 3rd and 6, pressure coming from Johnson, and Williams has to dump it off in a hurry. Incomplete.
And I'm telling you, Ivar just cast off 2 guys who were trying to keep him from getting to the quarterback that time. I mean, he just ran through them. I mean, they just had no chance of stopping him. He just, man, I'm telling you, he is starting to get after the quarterback.
Well, your team is up 35-0. It's 3rd and long. They don't throw a lot, so you kind of pretty much figure what's going to happen.
So here's Henson. If he can get the kick off, standing back there to catch it is Nick Maddox.
For sure, which is the worst poison. Wonders Peel for the return, and this one will be returned. Maddox at the 39-yard line, looking for the blocking. And looking for the hole. And he's down the sideline. Just got the kicker to beat. Went by him like nothing there. Touchdown, Kannapolis.
Well, Henson is having a rough night, and you don't find many punters who are going to be able to bring down Nick Maddox with a full head of steam.
Great blocking as you see the wall. This is just a classic punt return.
But he comes from one side of the field to the other. That guy put on the brakes and just slid to the ground trying to stop. And the key is right there, cutting it back toward the middle. Had he stayed on the sidelines, they had the angle on him to run him out of bounds or push him once he got close to the sidelines. But the key, and we've seen Nick do it again and again, was that cut back toward the middle to find himself some extra room.
I tell you, I just marvel every time I see number 20 catch that football. And
He's something else.
it's like he's got a different set of cleats on.
Or something.
Here's Garver again, and just like that, it is 42-0 with 7:27 to go in the 4th period. Strike up the band as the Wonder faithful see an electrifying punt return of 61 yards by Nick Maddox, and that is 4 touchdowns on the night. He has accounted for 3 rushing. He's now got 97. I'm sorry, 96.
96. He had 91 come in. We'll get it right in a minute here.
I was looking at my last note.
But anyway, he'll get to 97 before long, the way he's going.
As Howard returns out to the 24-yard line. Well, the defense didn't get to rest much for Kannapolis as they're back onto the field.
Looks like on the sidelines now, Tremaine Robinson has taken some warm-up snaps, and he will probably come in at quarterback next time.
He would be the backup indeed. They have moved a few guys up from the JV squad this week, and probably they will see some action as well. Some of the injuries started to, and that's normal for this time of the year. Bangs and bruises just kind of get beat up here over the course of a regular season. Kay wrapped up by Allen first, and 41 over there, Deron Lipscomb. So the Harding Express is going nowhere right now.
Well, the Wonders are, without a doubt, all over Kay. Oh, it's tough.
Unreal.
Because right now he's the only offensive weapon. And as we say that, he goes out of the game, and he's been taking a pounding lately. He gets a well-deserved rest. And coming into the backfield now, try and pick up the number for you.
Well, we'll get the number for you. I think that was Davis, number 25. Yeah, Jamal Davis. It makes no difference whether you wear 25 or 31. The Wonder defense, Kenzie.
And you see Coach Weidman saying, oh, my goodness.
Been there, done that, Coach.
Yeah. Well, it happens to good teams and mediocre teams and bad teams. Sooner or later, somebody's going to lay one on you. And Harding is getting it tonight, but they'll have to learn their lessons from this and apply it to the future.
As we're inside 6 minutes minutes to go in the game. 3rd and 11 coming up. Williams going to be forced to, I thought they were going to, that's just, there's nothing to figure out there as the Kannapolis defense just lays in wait. You would figure 3rd and 11, you might be passing, but the Rams just taking one for the team right now.
You see all the kids up in there going, is Nick going to get to touch it again? Probably not.
They're going to send Tremaine Robinson back and punt receiving formation, so...
And we've seen him take one back earlier this season, I believe, didn't we?
Yeah, they had a chance to kick it to either he or Nick, and they chose to kick it to number 11. And Tremaine, that was not a wise decision because he took it all the way back.
Well, you got to take your chances on kicking it away from Nick whenever you get a chance because you know he can burn you. And they only had 10 men on the field as Henson was counting them and says, give me one more guy. Come on, they almost killed me a while ago.
Yeah, Pete's ready now with 4:35 to go. Wonders feel for the return. This one angled away from Robinson. He'll let it bounce and it gets by him. Now he'll pick it up. Back pedals. There's a flag. That's going to be a
block in the back. Yep.
And Robinson says, I think I've done enough damage. At the 33 is where he'll go down. That's about where the penalty was from.
One of the Harding players is hurt right about the 40-yard line. Real slow to get up. It's number 60, Brian King. Looks like he's up and walking now, but the block was in the back of, I think, Rashad Graham. And couldn't tell who it was for the Wanderers. Maybe it was Ryan Kraft. But at any rate, it's another penalty for Kannapolis and just giving those coaches some more ammunition to say, look, guys, these are the kinds of things you'll have to clean up when we get down toward the end of the season. They're having it their way against Harding, but they do this kind of thing against East Rowan, who's proven they can beat them. They do this kind of thing against a red-hot Northwest Cabarrus team or against their arch-rival Concord, and it will be very costly.
So they'll go to East Rowan next week, and then the last 2 games at home with Northwest and Kannapolis, or in Concord. That's the Wanderers' schedule. Here's Maxwell eluding one guy, trying to get outside. Got his head rung off there, it looked like, by Mike Woodard at about the 18-yard line.
Couple of key losses for this Harding team for next year. You heard Coach Weidman telling Steve they're a real young and inexperienced team, but a couple of key losses. Mike Woodard and Darren Green are both seniors, and they are key elements of this offense. On the other hand, Darrell Williams, a quarterback, only a junior. Emmanuel Kay is a senior as well. So they'll lose some key performers off this team, but by and large, they are a very young team.
Tremaine Robinson tosses out, and this is number 22, Marcus Rivens, who's checked in. He'll get about a yard. And Kannapolis just content to keep it on the ground, run the clock out. A lot of the fans in masses now are heading for the exits as we crown the homecoming queen, won another football game.
And Nick Maddox is on the bench.
Yep. So, hey, let's go home. Go out for a pizza. We could beat the crowd if we leave early.
That's right.
But the whole crowd's leaving early.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And meanwhile, the Hale Brown Band they didn't play at halftime because of homecoming, but I don't know why they have seats over there. They never sit down. They're just rocking and rolling.
Oh, look at that.
Nice option, and Maxwell is into the secondary. A flag is down. It might come back, but it was pretty as Corey Maxwell into the end zone, and there's the cannon.
Sure was a late pitch by Robinson that time, and he pitched it through a couple of guys. Look at there.
Man, just split the seam.
Couldn't see the penalty from that angle to tell what it was, and the officials are bringing it back.
So we've had a punt return called back, and now a touchdown run called back.
So they're marking it off.
And
Coach Harden is like, well, let's just get out of here now.
He's probably saying, who did it? What? Where? When? Because we didn't see it on the replay. But
well, Well, it was toward the middle of the field, and Maxwell was down toward the sideline, so that's why it wasn't in our picture. We were following the ball carrier, and it was somewhere toward the middle of the field because that's where all the officials threw the flags. From here, Randy, Harding has Central Cabarrus at home. They go to Piedmont, and then they finish up against Charlotte Vance.
So a couple of chances there for perhaps a win.
Well, one real good one is
Yeah.
Piedmont. That's the only team that Harding has beaten in the SPC since they joined the conference.
The clock shows 1:50 remaining in the ball game, and it is running. As you see Coach Rogers over there on the sideline. That's Scott, coaches the outside linebackers. And Jenkins will get some action. This is only, the second Kannapolis punt, I believe?
Second or third.
And Harding should get pretty good field position here for the closing minute of action. Beautiful punt. This one up at the light standards. And whoops. The ball's loose. It's still loose. It's a greased pig they're trying to catch out there. And let's see who's got it. There's more green shirts than gold, but
They're wrestling now, but it looked like, let's see, it almost looked like Harding had it, but then Kannapolis may have wrestled it away at the bottom of the pile.
looked like Nick Secker fell on it. Nick, the senior.
I really think they pulled it out of there in the pile. Because I'm telling you, I really believe that Howard got that one back, and they just wrestled it away from him in there.
Well, they had him outnumbered anyway.
Yeah.
A minute to go right now. So the Wonder offense at the 42-yard line. Harding. Here's Robinson. Fakes the option or fakes the pitch and will carry it down to about the 40-yard line.
And the only thing he's thinking right now is stay in bounds and keep the clock rolling.
They have to perhaps run one more play here. Once they whistle the ball in play, they'll have 25 seconds to get it going. And right now they have the whistle in action. Matter of fact, they do not have to run another play. But I believe they're going to take a knee anyway. Inside 20 seconds remaining. Robinson will fumble the football. It's going to be picked up by the Wonders. That will be the final play of this game. The Wonders out quickly with a hot start, and they will win it tonight by a final score of 42-0 after leading at halftime by 28-0. And what a performance, and we'll go through some final numbers for you on Nick Maddox, who broke that Cabarrus County rushing mark tonight, and have some final comments from Coach Harding. And our coverage will continue after this timeout. Well, K will flash all week as they'll prepare for their next opponent next week at East Rowan. Tonight, a total effort, 42-0, the final score. And let's go field side. Here's Woody King.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Well, Coach Harding, another fine win for your team, and what a spectacular night for Nick Maddox. It was special on homecoming.
Yeah, this was a special night for him and all of our students and our players, and it's nice to win homecoming. It's nice that such a quality young man was able to break a fine record night, and we're all proud of it, and he did a great job of giving credit to all his teammates, especially the offensive linemen.
Well, he knows who makes it happen for him, but one thing that really stood out to us tonight was the play of your secondary. They were all around the ball all night long.
Tell you what, Tremaine Robinson, Speedy, and Nick, and when Ryan Kraft comes in, they do an excellent job, and real proud of them. And I think the first thing I wanted to do tonight was congratulate the defense and Coach Whiteman for getting that shutout, because they really make things happen for us when they do that.
And now you get down to a real tough stretch. You got three real good teams to finish out the season. East Rowan next week.
I thought our season was over. Now it's I guess we call it crunch time. This is three good football teams we play in a row, and we're going to try to get healthy and just continue to get better, and should be a lot of fun for the players and coaches and the communities involved.
And the good news is only one of them's on the road.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great thing for you seniors always to kind of finish your season and play good home games.
Okay, Coach, enjoy it. Thanks a lot, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Okay, Randy, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Woody. And let's take a look at some final numbers here as we'll put them up here for you. There you see the dominance in the rushing attack. 221 yards of that unofficially belongs to Nick Maddox. And the passing yardage, 8 of 12 tonight for Justin Harden. Not a bad offense, but you'll take 410 yards of total offense any night. And there you see the defensive effort. The Wonders completely shut down Harding. 5 turnovers, also a big play. And they'll work on the penalties next week. As Woody said, that is something the coaches will pick out, and they will let them enjoy the win. But next week, it's back to the wars. And we'll be back next Wednesday night for Headliners. For Woody King, Steve Gant, and the entire Metro 12 production crew, Randy Whitley saying